And we're doing all this having already, in the first 2 years, reduced the deficit by $1.7 trillion. That's occurred. That's happened, it's done. And the budget I proposed that I proposed back on March 9, I think it was, the first couple weeks of March, that budget, if it were to be passed, would cut the deficit another $3 trillion. $3 trillion over the next 10 years. Unfortunately, I won't say Republican because I think they're pretty well divided, but our MAGA Republicans in Congress are threatening to do all this progress by letting us, quote, default on the debt unless we agree to their demands. The two are totally unrelated. Whether you pay the debt or not doesn't have a damn thing to do with what your budget is. What your budget is. Where you're going to spend money, how you're going to raise the money, what are you going to cut, they're two separate issues, two. And let's get it straight. We're trying to hold the debt hostage to us to agree to some draconian cuts, magnificently difficult and damaging cuts, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But unfortunately, they're threatening to undo all this progress by letting us default. Their budget that they promoted, that was attached to their debt ceiling increase, but they tied them together now. I want to make that clear. You all know this, I know, but for the listeners, they've tied it together. They say we're not going to increase the debt that every president has done for the last 6 million years here. Never hadn't done anything but that, unless you pass our budget as we're proposing. Now, their budget would put 21 million people at risk of losing Medicaid. It would cut federal law enforcement by 28,000 personnel, 28,000, FBI, DEA, etc. It would cut 100,000 teachers and support staff. It would cut 30 million veterans health care visits. And I increased the VA budget because the veterans were in such difficult shape, having so much trouble getting appointments and the like. According to Moody's, not the Democratic Party, according to Moody's, their budget plan would eliminate 780,000 jobs. Say it again, it would eliminate 780,000 jobs, according to Moody's.
Good morning, friends. Happy Friday to all of you. You can expect some big changes very soon from our federal government. The Federal Reserve has just announced a new interest rate hike, and this will affect millions of Americans in several ways, including more expensive monthly bills. But President Biden is working to make everyday necessities more affordable for all Americans. So friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. Now, friends, the Federal Reserve raised interest rates by 1/4 percentage point at its Federal Open Meeting Committee on May 3rd. This is the 10th rate increase since March 2022. The impact of further rate hikes will likely continue to be felt by millions of borrowers across a range of industries. Even though the Fed's rate hiking cycle has started to cool inflation, consumers are now paying record high rates just to borrow money. The new hike means continued higher interest rates and, in turn, higher borrowing costs. Everything from credit cards, loans, and mortgages will continue to be more expensive. Concerning credit cards, the current national average annual percentage rate is a record high of 20.22%. According to Ted Rosman, a senior industry analyst, it is crucial for consumers to pay down the debt as soon as possible, as these rates tend to be several multiples higher than most other forms of debt. Higher mortgage rates are also on the table, which generally translates into higher monthly payments for home buyers. What is more is that higher borrowing costs don't just affect potential buyers, but also buyers who may be priced out of the market by these rising mortgage rates. Even though auto loans are fixed, payments are getting bigger because the prices for all cars are rising, along with the interest rates on new loans. So if you are planning to buy a new vehicle, you will shell out more in the months ahead. The average rate on a 5-year new car loan is now 6.58%. The Fed's latest move could push the average interest rate even higher, right at a time when borrowers are already struggling to keep up with bigger monthly loan payments. Finally, for student loans, not all borrowers are expected to be affected. For example, current federal student loan borrowers have a fixed rate, so they won't see any changes. According to experts, fixed interest rate stays the same for the life of your loan. The rate you get when you receive the loan is the same one that you'll have when you pay it off. However, if you need a new student loan, you may be affected. Interest rates on federal student loans change on July 1st and continue for all new loans made through June 30th of the following year. And according to the New York Times, these are based on the 10-year Treasury bond auction in May. Recently, President Biden signed an executive order to advance affordable caregiving and support workers. The order includes more than 50 directives to cabinet-level agencies to take steps towards fixing the nation's child care and long-term care system. The order aims to improve transparency and access for home care services, including for veterans, while also boosting industry standards and expanding areas of federal coverage. It also seeks to make childcare cheaper. President Biden has pressed for more affordable childcare solutions since he took office, and before that, on the campaign trail. Improving conditions for caregivers was also a component of his 2020 campaign, part of a caregiving agenda that called for investing $775 billion over 10 years. In his 2024 budget, Biden proposed $600 billion in spending on childcare and early education, revisiting provisions that fell away during negotiations with Congress. But persuading Congress to allocate more funding to childcare has not been easy, as inflationary pressures continue to weigh on the economy. Biden pitched the order as a win for American workers and good for business as well. Heather Boushey, a Council of Economic Advisors member and the chief economist of Biden's Invest in America cabinet, told reporters that the cost of child and home care is increasing, preventing greater participation in the workforce. The White House has confirmed that the executive order will lay out a clear set of policy priorities while looking to improve existing practices. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Friday morning. Thank you, dear friends, for being here and for joining me here every day. To say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing several winners in a video later today for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you'd like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances, my friends, of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed Friday.